Board Game Boards. I'm Tristan.
And I'm Tom.
And today we are reviewing King of Tokyo.
King of Tokyo.
It's a board/card game for 2 to 6 players where you play the role of a giant mutated monster hell-bent on taking over a tiny cardboard Tokyo City.
Now, what makes King of Tokyo different is it blends the familiarity of Yahtzee with a battle mechanic that's integrated right into the dice rolls.
Also, there's totally giant monsters!
Oh, yeah. Monsters are pretty rad.
Speaking of rad monsters, let's take a look at the little suckers and what's in the box! I'm sorry,
that was awful.
That was bad.
Let's not do that anymore.
No, never.
Yeah. So, before we get too deep into Tristan's box, we'd like to mention there are several expansions for King of Tokyo.
But the fact of the matter is, we're just going to be reviewing the base set because, I mean, that's what you're paying for and that's all we can afford. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
Since it's a board game, let's take a look at the board.
Now, the board may look deceptively simple, but the fact is, it is simple. You have 1 to 2 entry points depending on how many people are playing, which is explained right on the board.
And the rest of the city's rules are in the bottom left corner, which is great because that means you can spend less time dealing with this atrocity of a manual. I mean, I can't make heads or tails of this thing, which is an issue when you end up having to decipher how to play the game.
AKA, manual bad, board good. And then you have your board game staples. You've got tokens, cubes, figures, and action cards.
Which, while being beautifully illustrated, can get a bit wordy in their descriptions, and that can lead to game slowdown, which is not a thing you want in a fast-paced action game.
Oh, which is what it is, or should be. I mean, it's basically battle Yahtzee. You've got these special-made dice, which you roll to perform actions.
And I mean, that's it. It's roll points, roll punch, roll health. It should be fast.
punch,
It is a
roll,
giant
health.
fight between
Check,
monolithic mutated
I'm the king of
monsters after
Tokyo.
all.
I'm a giant mutated ape and I run
Jacob,
the
I
show.
said we weren't doing this.
Check
I
my
said the
crown and
rap
my
was
dice,
dumb.
'cause
We were
dangers
gonna
are
axe it. We were
brewing.
gonna...
Let's get down to it.
Cut it out. I don't. Maybe he like put it back in or.
So these cards, right? They're pretty neat.
Not only are they neat, they're actually pretty useful.
On either side of this lovely art is a counter for both your victory points and health. This makes it very easy to track your character stats.
However, a problem that we noticed is, unlike the board, the cards are missing basic character rules.
So it comes to having the rules on this or this.
Also, the cards have some wibbly bits, but the art's pretty. So that's basically everything in there. Let's, I don't know, play.
So, your main goal is to reach either 20 victory points or be the last monster standing.
Which are good goals to have if you're the king of Tokyo.
So let's figure out who goes first. By everybody rolling and seeing who gets the most attack punchies. You roll the most, you go first.
And there's so many things to do on your turn, like 7, well, 4. We showed them earlier.
You begin every turn by rolling up to 3 times, keeping the ones you want, just like in Yahtzee. All the while deciding if you want points, energy for cards, health.
Or attack punchies, in case you want to go on the offensive.
That's right, Tom. You roll the dice once, pick what you want, and they get to re-roll the rest.
Yeah, Tristan, it's Yahtzee.
I know, I already said that.
And now you said it twice.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. So you take your 3 or fewer rolls, and then you utilize the dice you wanted, and continue with your turn.
Now, if you are the first to attack in a game, you immediately occupy the Tokyo City space on the board and gain a victory point.
Once someone occupies Tokyo, the game becomes a tiny cardboard version of King of the Hill. Because when a player starts their turn in Tokyo, they gain 2 victory points. And when you choose to attack from Tokyo, you deal damage to everybody else.
But it's dangerous to stay in there, because while you're attacking everyone else, they can attack you.
And you can't heal in Tokyo either.
No, they have terrible healthcare. Terrible!
And you must tread lightly, my friend, because the only way to leave Tokyo City
Is in a body bag.
is by being attacked. That can cause problems because you could end up dying, and death is permanent in this game, which is kind of a big hang up when you have to watch your friends play for 30 minutes without you.
Body bag. Now that we've covered the blatant murder that goes on in the game, let's talk about the other sides of the dice.
Because it seems I've rolled a handful of hearts, points, and lightning bolts.
Sounds like the marshmallows from a terribly deadly cereal.
Delicious. As we said earlier, you gain hearts equal to the amount you rolled. So, I mean, in this case, 1.
But you can't have more than 10 health at any one time, unless you have a special card.
Which we didn't know because of...
And if health is health, then points are points. But you have to roll 3 matching numbers to get the points indicated. And every extra match on top of that is an additional point.
That's a lot of points, so...
No.
Not me.
No. I said no, Jacob. I said we're not doing this. I'm not going to allow it.
Come on, man. It's
No.
right.
This is a family show. And I'm not going to stand here with you fuck. So, if you like to play a card game like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Bakugan, just Magic the Gathering or something other because you're a dumb jiggle tits, then like, hey, good news, you can turn in your energy for cards and you can have a great fucking time. What?
Jason, that was really mean.
Yeah, we got a fucking Bakugan Yu-Gi-Oh! Sympathizer over here, ladies and joins. We got a fucking doo-doo face. So these cards, they have tons of tricks and traps that help spice up the
That's
gameplay.
a spicy meatball.
No.
I'm making it pee.
No. I blame you. They help spice up the gameplay and make the overall experience more fun. So.
And while they're fun and pretty, a few of the cards are either poorly worded or incredibly verbose. I mean, look at this. It's like a novel.
Which is awful for a first-time player. I mean, they're gonna have to read the whole card, and that's not fun. It's not fun.
No, but the game's fun. Because with so many variations, there are a ton of ways to win. Do you go for straight points and try to win? Do you buy cards and try to win?
Or do you murder every other player in the game and try to win?
Body bag.
So the question is, Tom. Pass, try, or buy?
This game is definitely a buy. The overall experience was super fun, despite the problems we had in the beginning trying to figure out how to play and what the cards did. But the flashy and fun board mechanics and the dice really kept me interested.
You know what? I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Fact of the matter is, this game has some fun, weird fusion dice mechanics that just work in the setting of the giant monster battle. Overall, it's really good.
I would say 2 thumbs up. Looks like
It's good stuff.
Wait, that was my line.
So if you like a board game where you're a bustling monster who begins to battle the other person over a bustling skyline, then look no further. King of Tokyo is your answer.
It's fun.
It's probably the best thing to ever exist ever, board game wise.
You're stepping all over
It's
my line.
really good.
No, I want to say something.
No. Thanks for joining us
Say something real quick.
here on Board Game Game Boards.
Game boards.
Board Game Game Boards,
With,
the show where we review analytically things that happen.
Board game.
Board games. Join us next time on
Really
the
good
same
show.
board game channel, same board game place.
I'm Tom.
I'll see you beautiful, beautiful people later.
I'm Tom. We're Tom.